The Greek Freak is here, folks. Giannis Antetokounmpo scored a game-high 28 points in the Bucks' Game 1 win over the Raptors in Toronto. The 22-year-old is arguably the best young superstar in the NBA, averaging nearly 23 points and 9 rebounds this year from Milwaukee. Max, how many players would you take over Giannis right now?
Oh, I was thinking about this a lot in recent weeks, but especially last night. I mean, he's 22. Is he a point guard, or is he a point forward, or is he a two-guard? What is he exactly? Well, he's 7 feet tall, and he can do everything except for shoot from the outside right now. And that's a skill you can develop. It comes down to, in the NBA, Antetokounmpo, Porzingis, Karl Anthony Towns, and Anthony Davis. Those are the four where, who, considering their age, their size, their skill set, etc., you say, I want one of those four. And to tell you the truth, at this moment, I can't think of any I would take over the Greek Freak. Karl Anthony Towns is going to be amazing. They're around the same age. He can shoot from the outside. He's already excellent. But in this league, when you can play like the 1 or kind of the 5, and you need a point guard, which the Greek Freak can do, I don't know if I'd take anyone over him. Porzingis is tempting because he's 7'3" and he's only 21 years old. But the Knicks are slowing his development, and Anthony Davis has a hard time staying on the floor. I think at the moment, the answer is the Greek Freak, #1, to start a franchise.
You're wrong, but I can't knock you because the Greek Freak is a freak. He's something special, and he's going to be a superstar in this league, Max. But I would ask you to look at his three-point shooting. This dude is hovering around the same area as Andre Robertson for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who was at 24%. This dude is about 27% from three-point range. He has all the requisite skills everywhere else. He can put the ball on the floor. He can get to the hole. He can finish at the basket. He can defend. He's long. He's growing. He's only 22 years of age. But let's pump the brakes just a little bit here. He's still learning, and he's learning from the greatness of Jason Kidd, who deserves major props for the job that he's done in Milwaukee as a coach. Second time in 3 years, got him to the playoffs, sat up there, went on a 15 for 17 game winning streak, 15 out of 17 rather, got them in a playoff picture. He knows how to teach the game of basketball. I watched him teach it as he was a point guard in the NBA. Jason Kidd is special, deserves props. The Greek Freak is no joke. But when you're shooting 27% from the field, when nobody has to really worry about you from three-point range, when you're attempting less than three-point shots, I can't pick you ahead of LeBron. I can't pick you ahead of Anthony Davis. I can't pick you ahead of somebody like that. So when I think about those dudes, Kevin Durant, for example, and an Anthony Davis specifically, I would instantly take those dudes ahead of the Greek Freak because
but
Anthony
we're talking
Davis
about starting a franchise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're talking about starting a franchise, so you got to take wear and tear on the body and age and
we're not doing
into
that.
account.
No. I'm just talking about ability. You're right because, again, he's 22 years of age. I'm saying ignore that. Let's just look at your skill set. Because we always would try to take, if there's a young superstar, but you got a superstar that's 8 years older than them. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying just look at this skill set.
What I'm saying, Stephen A., I'm saying if you are starting a franchise, I agree. Of course, Kevin Durant and LeBron are better than the Greek Freak now, although it's closer than it ought to be considering Antetokounmpo's age. My point is, if you are starting a franchise, do you take anyone over that guy?
Let me tell you,
Karl Anthony Towns, maybe?
I never mentioned Karl Anthony Towns. I say, even though I like him a lot, I said Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis. Do you know why I do that, Max? Because I'm taking into account when they were that age. So I'm looking at the skill sets and I'm making it comparable. I'm telling you right now, they could put the ball in the hole from the perimeter, plus they have size on them and ball handling skills to go with it. So essentially they could do what a Greek Freak could do, but he can't do what they could do at their age because they've always been able to hit perimeter shots.
As Eddie Murphy said at the end of Coming to America, aha, aha, you just proved my point for me, Stephen A. The point is that he's 22 and he can't shoot from the outside yet.
But
and
I'm
he's
saying they
already among the best players in the NBA.
But I'm saying they could when they were 22. They could when they were his age.
And yet they weren't as good at... Right, and yet at 22... Durant maybe wasn't as good as the Greek Freak is right now.
I'm not sure about that.
That's a close call. At 22,
I'm not sure about that.
The point is, it's close. That's my point. It's close, and this guy can't even shoot yet, and it's close.
Well, wait a minute.
That's a bad dude right
Wait a minute. You know, even though you're not me, you know enough about basketball to know that people who can't shoot at the beginning don't always learn how to. Everybody ain't Jordan. Everybody ain't Kobe. Some dudes, that's who they are.
Magic.
There's plenty of dudes in NBA history who couldn't shoot from the beginning and went
You're
years
right.
without being able to shoot. That's not Durant or
Couple
Anthony
things about
Davis.
that. You're right. By the way, Jason Kidd, remember Ace Kidd, no J? He learned how to shoot. Magic Johnson learned how to shoot as his career went on. So the question is, do you think the Greek Freak is a future Hall of Famer or not? And I say, if health holds up, hell yeah, he's going to be mentioned in that category. Second thing is, shooting from the outside has a lot to do with how much you do it. Like the improvement from there has to do with, and in this modern NBA, he's going to have to take more of those shots than Jordan or Magic or Kobe or Jason Kidd, any of those guys did. So my bet is he will eventually hit them. The sky is the limit.
That ain't
for this
answering
guy.
the question, though, Max. I got you, but that's not answering the question.
He told us.
I'll take him. I'm starting
He's
my
taking him.
franchise with the Greek Freak.
I would go Kevin Durant or Anthony Davis before the Greek Freak.
Fair enough. I've been waiting almost 2 hours for this next
Can't
subject.
go wrong.